Very much for that introduction, Angie. For everyone, I am Marisabel Gonzalez-Ocanto, or short Marisa, and it's my pleasure to be hosting the first Base4NFDI Demo Session, where I will show you how to build data and software management plan services for your communities. But before we start, I see that we have a lot of participants, and I would like to know if you are representing an NFTI consortium, or if you are joining us as an external participant. For that, you should see a short couple of minutes some survey exactly, and save it. I think there are more answers coming. Yeah. Can you see also the results, or I see that we have at least 55% of the participants are external participants, the rest of representing in a consortium. Thank you. Now let's go to have another question for you, and should get a new question soon, but I would like to know also which DMPs activities or SMP related activities are you conducting in your consortium or in your organization. You can select all that apply. I have some examples there, like if you are, for example, already running an RDMO client, if you are creating DMP or SMP templates, if you are providing your community with training or outreach activities regarding DMPs or SMPs, integrating, if you are connecting RDMO with services relevant to your community, if you are creating DMPs.
Kannst du das hochmachen und die Tür ganz fest zu? Tür ganz fest zu und das Schild nach oben.
All right. Okay, I see that most of you are focusing on training activities. Others are creating DMP for research projects. Okay. But with that, I think we can maybe go on. And I will go to to talk yet a bit about us. Like Angie mentioned at the beginning, we are a basic service that supports the development and provision of standardized data and software management plan services for the NFDI. That means that at the moment, we provide technical hosting and support for the NFDI consortium. And the consortia is the one that provides a DMP service along with the other services that they have to the community. If we don't support the community directly, because, for example, if it is the case of adapting DMP templates to the needs of the community, that is something that the consortium takes over with. We support them, and we also have contact with external participants or beyond the NFDI. But for the moment, our main task is to support the consortium in their DMP services. So today, I would like to show you how I've been talking about DMP services. DMP, we use it as an umbrella term. It also includes SMPs, software management plans, or similar documents. And I'm going to show you today what do you need to know to provide a DMP service to your community, and then how you can build a DMP services for your community and how we support you. And by we, I mean DMP4NFDI. And at the end of the session, if you are an external participant, you can have a look on how to use RDMO, which is a DMP tool to create data management plans. And finally, I will show you the plans that we have as a project and for this phase, our current phase, and in the next couple of years. So let's start with what does a DMP service entail? So if you are an NFDI consortium, a DMP service in your consortium should first run a community-specific RDMO client. You should be able to customize DMP or SMP templates to the needs of your community. And you should offer training and outreach activities to engage your communities with DMPs and the use of RDMO, if that applies to you. And finally, you should be able, if you have an RDMO client, of connecting RDMO with other services that are, or tools that are important for your community. So I've been talking about RDMO. RDMO is a DMP tool most used in Germany for the creation of data management plans or software management plan. If you offer an RDMO client for your community, you are allowing them to collaboratively create DMPs and SMPs. RDMO can be hosted, as is already being hosted by many institutions, but there are some other institutions who cannot host the tool or maintain it. And if you offer an RDMO client for them, it's like doesn't matter where they are working at, they can reach to this RDMO client to create the MPs. If you apply, I'm going to come to it later, but you can offer in this client funder aligned templates, for example, the DFG, Horizon Europe, and molding them to the needs of their community so it is easier for them to create the MPs. The tool also allows different export options in different formats. It also allows researchers to have like an overview of all the projects that are managing at the time. And if you are familiar with data management plans, you know that they are living documents. That means that you don't fill them only at the beginning of the project. You should also, throughout the whole project, update them. And the tool also allows versioning and updates. So in general, you'll be supporting fair practices in your community and offering also communications between systems if you integrate RDMO with other services and systems that are relevant for your community. So a DMP service in your consortium should also customize DMP or SMP templates to the needs of their community. We have in the NFDI different disciplines with really different and unique type of data and metadata requirements. So you can really adapt the templates to the needs of your community to make more easier to use them. By filling DMP based on general templates, for example, it could be a bit challenging, and yeah, you make it easier for them. If you train and engage your community, you can teach them or show them the way to how to introduce DMPs in their daily workflows. How can it really make easier the research data management in general? We have a community with different, with in the NFDI, you can find people who are already using DMPs, and you can provide real life example or horror stories if what happens if you don't manage your data accordingly. You can offer guidance on DMPs or SMPs requirements, and in general offer your community a chance to better to learn how to better research planning and embrace fair practices. Of course, if you are using RDMO or offering RDMO, but it's also training is also a nice way to the community to know how to use the tool. And finally, for your DMP services, it is important to connect RDMO with community services. And RDMO can already is already connecting with other tools that are relevant for the community, like for example, ORCID or Open Project or GitLab. So if you have really a tool or a service that is relevant for your community, for the daily workflows, you can connect them to the DMP tools or with RDMO so they can query the information, for example, of databases directly from the DMP. So they don't have to fill in everything, but the information is updated automatically to the, for example, the instruments that they use for the data or the sensors in the case of Earth research, for example. So now you know what the DMP service entails. Now I'm going to show you how you can build a DMP service for your community. At the beginning, I asked you what activities were you already conducting in the consortium, or not in the consortium in general regarding DMPs or SMPs. So maybe if you are part of the NFDI consortium, you are already conducting some activities or from some DMP services for your community. But I'm going to start again with how you can build a DMP service, and the first element in this case, the community-specific RDMO client. So if you remember the slide, one of the first slides when I show you where were we at the beginning, so at the top before the NFDI consortium. In this case, for a community-specific RDMO client, we host a multi-tenant instance. That means we can host the service. The community, the NFDI consortia is the one operating the service. That means, sorry, that we have like an admin role, and our task as mainly management, providing management rights, roles, and access, maintain the servers. We offer technical support for the consortia, operating the RDMO client, and we keep developing the tool based on the feedback that we get for the consortia and the needs that they have, because we are part of the RDMO community who is really active with the development of the tool. The consortia has the role of manager or editor. That means they offer community support. If you are, for example, a researcher and you want to create a DMP and use an RDMO client of the consortia that best represents you, you are going to go to them. They're going to support you in the use of RDMO to create DMPs. But if you are a consortium, you are the one managing and editing, for example, the templates that are going to be available on this RDMO client. We have already some consortia with productive clients, like for example, an FDI for Ink, for Chem, or for Culture. Some other clients are on the way, and they should be available in the next month, in the run of the next month. That means if you are a researcher from one of these communities, you can already reach to them and use their RDMO clients to create DMPs and for your research projects. So the second element that you need for your DMP service, I already mentioned, is to customize DMP or SMP templates. And I'm sorry, we're wrong. Yeah. So task of the consortia in this case is to identify what are the needs of the community. Then they have the lead in the DMP or SMP template creation. We support them in that process, but in general they are leading this DMP template creation or adaptation and transferring into RDMO. Our task is supporting for template creation. We assist you in this transfer from existing DMP templates. For example, there are some consortia who already have some PDFs, for example, with the DMP template. We assist them in transferring this DMP template to RDMO. And one of the main goals that we have as a project is the standardization of DMP or SMP templates within the NFDI and beyond, but we start with the NFDI first. And for that, we have been developing the NFDI DN template framework that ensures machine actionability. So the NFDI DN template framework is based on the RDA DMP common standard for machine actionable data management plans. The idea behind this is to ensure the transferring information from one system to another, to communicate between stakeholders easily. And for that, we created this framework. Basically, we took there is an RDMO. There is one element that is called attributes that is really like the core of the tool for this communication between systems and for the creation of the DMPs. And we map these attributes to the RDA DMP for machine actionable DMPs. And with that, we created a first RDMO catalog. Catalog is a DMP template, so we call it in RDMO catalogs. We're creating a first RDMO catalog that is already mapped to the RDA DMP and is already available on GitHub if you want to look at it later. And the idea behind this is to really create a communication between all a basic catalog that can really be interoperable regardless of the consortia, and that could really be assessed, working towards interoperability and standardization. All right, then we have the third element of your DMP services, which is offering training and engaging your community with DMP endeavors. The task of the consortia in this case is to plan and conduct a community outreach activities that could be workshops or demos of the RDMO client if they have one, and in general to foster the cultural change by demonstrating practical benefits of DMPs or SMPs on RDMO. And our task in this element or for this service is support the consortia in these outreach endeavors. We can help you with pinpointing to existing training materials or open educational resources. We are also developing open educational resources together with other consortia. We offer guidelines or documentation for RDMO. And we offer train-the-trainer workshops for the use of DMPs, or for example, how data stewards can teach about DMPs or what they have to take into account for offering DMP support, and also workshops for the use of RDMO. For this train-the-trainer concept, for this train-the-trainer endeavors, we have created a train-the-trainer concept focused on DMPs and RDMO. The concept is based on the existing train-the-trainer concept on RDM. And the concept that we created has two modules. One module focused solely on data management plans, the other only on RDMO. And each module has 3 levels that go from basics to expert. And each module and level has really the specific target groups, learning objective and training formats. As a concept, and based on this concept, we are going to be developing, for example, training materials or guidelines to help data stewards in general to teach about the data management plan and software or software management plans. So the final element of your DMP service should be the connection of RDMO with community services. The task of the consortia is to identify the services or tools that would need to be connected to facilitate workflows for the community. And they will be, there is a, we will be working together for plugin development. And our task is to keep developing new open source plugins to connect services to RDMO, and we support and extend existing plugins, and in general, set up and configure plugins for RDMO clients. Here is a quick overview of available RDMO plugins. You maybe recognize some logos like Data or Orchid. The last month, there was also a plugin for Mardi that you can also have a look at it on our website or on their platform. So in general, as soon as you have a API or something alike, you can really connect your tools or services to RDMO. So DMP service in your consortium, now you know the elements that we identified are important to offer them to your consortium. And but now I actually would like to know at the beginning you already you're already giving what activities are you doing in your consortium or in your institute regarding DMPs or RDMO. Now I would like to know what would be your first or next step in building a DMP service for your community if you are part of the NFDI or of an NFDI consortium. I would like to invite you to share your answers in the chat. If you are coming from an NFDI consortium, please write first the name of your consortium to have a look to the, if that would be helpful, for example, for external participants to see what are the endeavors from the different consortia and regardless to the DMPs and maybe how they can reach to you. You don't have to write a big text, just maybe choose one of the elements that you would like to use for your DMP services. I also would like to highlight that these elements are not like in the hierarchical form. It's not like you first have to create to have an RDMO client and then go to the templates. Some things happen in parallel, or for example, there are some consortia who are already connecting community services with RDMO and but does not have a template. Or there are some consortia who are only training and arranging the community, but none of the other elements. So just to have a quick overview of what are your plans. Can I give you a couple of minutes? Would be really happy to read about you. At the end of the RDMO live demo, I'm going to show how the Orchid plugin is connected, actually. There was I think, a question from the chat. Perfect. we think about running our own RDMO for our research institute. Yeah, that is really nice to know. Yeah, well, there are some. Exactly, and Christine and Catherine, sorry, and Catherine Christian, they also have an RDMO instance. Currently starting to for chem, provide a chemistry specific template. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your comments. To provide yeah, like I mentioned, I cannot see if not always which one of you are from a consortium or from external participants, but if you are an external participant, for example, offering DMP services within your institute and don't have an RDMO client at your institute, try to reach to one of the consortia who already have a client if the consortia the most similar goes or with your discipline, and or reach to them to see what they can offer. Like I said, we don't host at the moment for external participants, only for the consortia. Hosting for external participants could be something that we can consider through the RDMO organization, but that would be something for later. For the moment, like I mentioned at the beginning, our hosting services is solely for the NFDI consortia. So if you are from a community that has a consortium who represents them, then go to the consortium and they they can reach to us or let us know, and we can also contact them. That is also a way. Thank you. Thank you very much for your comments. Please keep writing especially if you are part of a consortium, and let that know in the chat so the community or the external participants can know what are your current DMP activities and services. So with that, I'll go to the next part of our demo, of our session, and it is the RDMO live demo for users. So for that, I created a small scenario just to give an idea. Let's assume that we are in a DevK-funded chemistry project, and the principal investigator wants to create a data management plan in RDMO and work in collaboration with other team members. These other team members could, for example, be in another institutions. So they don't have to be all in the same institution. And what you will see in RDMO is how to create an RDMO project, how to choose a catalog to work on that project, and how to add team members. So let's go to RDMO. And here, when you are a user in RDMO, that is basically the first the thing that you will see, the page that you will see. I'm going to change the language to English. Exactly. That is an overview of the project, and if you have projects that are going to be listed here, in this case, let's start with the create a new project. And let's say this is the data for the project Base4NFDI Demo Session. You can see I already did some tests, and you can add some description. Well, yeah, that doesn't have to do with a scenario, but how to build a DMP for DMP service. So when you are creating a project, you can have a look of all the catalogs available in RDMO. As a reminder, a catalog in RDMO is actually a DMP template. So these are the DMP templates available in this client. This is our test client from DMP4NFDI. So that can be different in every consortium. For example, NFDI for Chem could have the clients of relevant for the for Chem community, and they also created a DMP template. They have that available in their client. How many catalogs would you like to provide to your community? It's up to you. In the case if you are part of a community, you can ask them, okay, maybe the DFK checklist is relevant for me, or Horizon Europe. You can adapt that here to the needs of the community. And if you are just a user, you can choose from these catalogs. I'm going to use the NFDI DMP template. If you remember, I mentioned that is the one that is already mapped to the partly mapped to the RDMO, at least in the first version. And let's click on Create Project. So now you have the title of your project, the description if you want one, the catalog that you choose for it. You can always change it here. And now I am the only member of this one. I would like to add a new member. And you can assign to the members different roles, guest, author, manager. You have a description of that here. And you can, let's say, I wanted to add actually the, I need a mail. Wait, I wanted to ask you. I'm going to wait. Sorry, I need to look for a mail. I forgot to add it. But all right. I'm going to come back to it later when I get a mail from one of my colleagues. But in general, you add the mail of the person here and you assign the role, for example, owner, and then you invite this member. And then you are going to have it. Okay, I got it. Exactly. That is, I wanted to show you this. Thank you, Ante. And you can see here, okay, these people is invited to work on this project. They have this role, you can change that. And as soon as the person accepts the invitation, it's going to be seen here as a member. All right. And coming back to our presentation, you learned how you can create a project, how to choose a catalog, and how to add team members to the project. Now, the person wants to start filling out the RDMO structure interview. That is this the questionnaire of all the questions that are going to appear in the DMP. And what you are now going to see in RDMO is how to fill in this RDMO interview, how to use, for how in this case, for example, the ORCID plugin could work, and how you can export and see the answers of your DMP. So coming back to our session, demo instance. Here you have a set of options, and you click on answer questions. You will be directly to the navigation part of the DMP. Sorry, to the questions of the DMP, and here you see the navigation part with all the sections that this DMP in this case has. And let's say project title, let's repeat Base4NFDI Demo Session, and just to enter something. Let's start, no, let's say it started in and ends somewhere there. So you can really just start filling in all the questions, and you click on proceed, and you can see here in the progress bar how many questions you have answered, of how many are still left. There are some questions that opens new questions, or you can also configure conditions regarding of depending of the answers the user give. Maybe there could be a bit more at the end, but as a user, you can see here how much of this DMP are you is already filled in. And each area, like I mentioned, this is like the section, and then you have for each area different questions. You can, if you are a consortia who create the DMP templates, you can offer, for example, this help text to make it easier for the users to fill in the answers. Now, what I wanted to show you, for example, is how the plugin, or the ORCID plugin in this case, works. In this case, I adapted this question to show the plugin. And let's say I wanted to add my colleague as the person related to a main contact person for questions related to the Dutch management plan. And as you see, I just enter her name, and here is already her information from ORCID automatically uploaded. And with that, that is just an example of ORCID, but that could also be the case, for example, if you have any other databases that are relevant for your community, the other tools or systems like RDMO can communicate within different systems, and that makes makes it more easier for this machine actionability in general. All right, so let's assume that we finish our DMP. Sorry. And now we would like to export or see how it looks. I go back. We have in these options the view answers, and here you have an overview of the questions of the DMP, and where, for example, we already provided some answers, and where is still empty. And you can export these in different formats. Here are the formats, the different types. If you click on PDF, then it should open at some point. Exactly. And here you have your DMP for example, with all the questions and answers available or not. There is also the option to export the project. And if you do that, and for example, we said later, I wanted to import a project, then you can already import all the answers of this project. If you check, these are the questions that already have an answers, and you can create a project based on this other project, and with their answers already also there. So that makes really easier and practical in case you are managing different projects with similar information at the time. Yeah, and that is the important one, and that is the one that we started at the beginning of the live demo. All right. So you learned in this second part of the scenario how to fill in an RDMO interview, how to navigate through it a bit also, how in this case the ORCID plugin works, and hopefully that gives you inspiration to start connecting other systems with RDMO, and how you can export not only answers but also the projects that you create and import them in the tool or share with other people, and how the answers are also imported already and safe in the system. All right, we have arrived to the last part of our demo session, and that is a bit overview of what are our plans. We started the integration phase last summer in July. And in this phase, we have been working with incubator projects to, I'm going to come to it in the next slide, but in general, we have been working with incubator projects. We are involving involving SMPs more directly. Also, they're going to be also introducing the NFT template framework, also in our training activities. That the focus is not only on the MPs, but also on SMPs. They have different needs, but also important. And in general, we keep working on the standardization of templates and modules, keep maintaining and improving RDMO, and adding features as required for from the community. We are planning also in creating a knowledge base and revised training materials as open educational resources for the community who is there, for the consortia who are providing the MP trainings, for example, or RDMO trainings for in general. And we are already having the first thoughts on how to refine our operation model to go to the ramp-up phase that should start after July 27 if we get funded. I mentioned that we are now working with incubator projects. Our next call is going to be in April. An incubator project lasts around 3 to 6 months and has a defined goal, and we focus them on the DMP services that we where we provide support. For example, if you don't have an RDMO client, then we can start an incubator project for hosting, and where we provide you with your client for your consortia, and you just have to manage and operate it. And the same goes for template development. If you are planning, for example, training and activities or need support on them, we can also work with that on an incubator project, and also for plugin development or integration with other services, you can also apply for a project in that direction. You can find more information on our website. And I'm saying we the whole time. We are distributed in 3 institutions. The colleagues in Darmstadt are the ones responsible for hosting and service integration. My colleague in the RWTH Aachen is the one responsible for template standardization and supporting template development. And at ZBMed, we are responsible for training and outreach activities and the introduction of SMPs. and the integration of SMPs in the whole DMP service landscape. If you want to meet us, come to we're going to be at the RDMO conference in Potsdam at the end of the month with our posters focusing on the DMP template framework. And if you want to learn how to create RDMO catalogs how to create catalogs interoperable in RDMO, we are going to be providing this workshop in Düsseldorf at the FDM Werkstatt at the end of March. And you can contact us using our contact form on the website or writing us a mail to our mailing list. And with that, thank you very much. I hope that you had learned how to build DMP services or SMP services for your consortium. And if you are an external participant, that you can reach to the consortia to help you with your DMPs in general. So now, which questions you have? I haven't had a look at the map yet, so at the chat yet. So